I want to start out by saying Barakath Yahawah, Barakath Yahawashi, Barakath Yahawah, Barakath Yahawashi, call halal Yahawah, Bahasham Bahasham Qadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles of GMS who rule well and teach well. And shalom to all you brothers and sisters that's out there pushing the truth in all honesty and sincerity. All right, so I'm scrolling through Zero Hedge News, and I see this article. The next crash will bring down the fiat money system. All right, so we know um, that this dollar is going to drop, man. You see this Edomite with a black eye, all right, called George Washington, and the stock exchange, this graph is showing that the dollar is falling, all right. Um, Let me see. So Peter Schiff appeared on RT Boom Bust on Tuesday, September 17th, to talk about interest rates, gold, and the dollar. Peter said the next fiat currency system may not survive the next recession. Salakia. Peter said the fiat currency system may not survive the next recession. The conversation started focusing on the repo operation conducted by the Federal Reserve earlier in the week. Peter said the financial media and Wall Street are being too complacent about what's going on. So they're not letting you know what the hell is going on through the news and the media. All right. They're being lax. They're being lax days ago to keep you asleep, to keep you doing the same things that you've been doing over and over again. Going out, spending the money, worshiping the beast system, all right, following Esau, staying asleep basically, consciously, spiritually, all right, and they keeping you asleep basically, all right. So they're not telling you what's going on. All right. Peter noted that the Fed has been artificially suppressing interest rates, all right, particularly since the 2008 financial crash. So they've been faking, because artificial means not real, all right. They've been faking the interest rates. All right, so this is where you need to understand. This is the white man system. This is Esau Edom system. So they can put something out there, and everybody will believe it because it's coming from the so-called white man, the so-called one that's in rulership. Okay, all right, he is in rulership, Salakia. All right, and by keeping interest rates artificially low, they have created a bubble that's much bigger than the one that popped in 2008. And what happened this morning is you could see that the air is coming out of the bubble, all right, because they just keep piling up debt. Basically, is what they're doing, all right, by artificially or rigging these interest rates, because the market is trying to bring interest rates higher because we have no real savings in this country. We have an enormous debt, so nobody is saving money. This is a consumer country. Everybody just spends, all right. And everybody is levered up to the max. Government, the private sector, business, consumers. You the consumers, all right. You people, the lower level people, all right. Everybody's a consumer basically, all right. Because rates have been so low, we borrow so much money, all right. The market wants interest rates to be higher, but the Fed doesn't want that to happen, because the road back to normal interest rates is a very bumpy road, because is going to take us right through another financial crisis. So the Fed is trying to keep interest rates artificially low, and they almost lost control this morning. So they telling you that they can't do it, but they want to keep you suppressed. They want to keep you consuming and buying and being in debt, so they can be in debt, so they can implement this RFID microchip and implement this new world order. All right. So the Fed ain't really doing nothing for you. All right. It's just helping you incur debt. All right. In fact, the Fed created, all right, key word right there, created about 50 to 70 billion dollars out of thin air to supply the liquidity that the market needed. All right. So they just making money out of thin air, basically. That's what the power of the Fed does. All right. And then you value this dollar, okay, to think that it's going to save you. All right. But the scriptures say riches is profited, roughly paraphrasing, riches profited nothing in a day of destruction. All right. So money ain't going to save you. All right. But what happens next time? What happens if we need 100 billion? What happens if we need 1 trillion? Because eventually we will. Eventually the Fed will choose between destroying the dollar and allowing the market to bring interest rates to a level that makes sense for an economy with this much debt. Then all hell breaks loose, because we have much worse financial crisis than we would had in '08. So interest rates are going to rise. All right. All right. I seen I think last week or the week before that, inflation was up 2%, all right, or up to 2%. Okay, all right. So either way, Esau Edom, all right. If they let the dollar crash, or if they bring the interest rates up, it's gonna affect you. It's gonna affect you financially. All right, it's gonna affect you mentally, spiritually, and physically. Okay, all right. So this is what we need to be preparing for. All right. Peter said, as far as the Federal Reserve goes, we are headed toward a recession, but the cure for what ails us is cutting down interest rates. He said we need to go through the recession, and higher rates are part of the cleansing process. But the Federal Reserve has no stomach for doing what's right. Of course, they don't have no stomach for doing what's right, because it's ran by Edomites. Okay, Esau Edom, man. They want to do everything that's contrary to the Lord. But in all actuality, the Lord is letting this happen because He wants them to. He's forcing them to bring about this new world order, so He can come back and lay waste to this place. All right. When I say this place, I mean this age, this rulership. Okay. And then He's going to cleanse the world. All right. So they will cut interest rates because that's what addicts on Wall Street demand. So the individuals that run Wall Street, all right, that are in somewhat control of the dollar, all right, they want the demands cut on interest rates. They demand the cuts on interest rates. All right. So we are not going to have a real recovery. We just going to try to maintain this bubble. So basically, you're not going to have no real recovery. All right. That means you're going to be shifted into the dollar falling, and then you're going to be shifted into this RFID microchip where they have this cryptocurrency on there. All right. Bitcoin, Libra, all this other nonsense that they're coming out with. All right. Peter reiterated what he's saying, what he's been saying for months. All right. So this white man's been saying this for months. The Fed will go back to zero. It may even go negative. It will launch another round of QE, but it won't work this time. They also discussed what Peter has called a very violent move in the bond market. All right. Peter said the real problem is the long end of the market, where 30-year yields are barely above 2%. Who in their right mind would loan U.S. government money for 30 years? You're not getting your money back for 30 years at 2% coupons for the next 30 years, waiting to get repaid. So who in their right mind would loan the U.S. government money for 30 years? Well, there's been individuals that have done so. All right. Peter touched on recent charges Slovakia brought against J.P. Morgan employees relating to the manipulation of the price of gold. He said price manipulation isn't the reason the price of gold is relatively low. It is not much higher because too many people don't understand what's going on. So people are not in the know because they choose to not be in the know because they want you to sleep. All right. You know, they have confidence in the Federal Reserve and other central banks. That's what they have confidence in. They got confidence in this money, man. All right. But the Lord about to take this money down, and then what you going to do? You're going to run to that RFID microchip. All right. Then you're gonna run into some nuclear missiles. All right. Those ICBMs. I'm gonna get there here shortly. They believe in this bubble. All right. There you go. They believe in the system. They believe in the so-called white man. All right. They are as full now as they were going into 2008 financial crisis. The difference was that they were bailed out last time, so this time ain't gonna be no bailout. This ain't gonna be no bailout. It's gonna be ICBMs, man. All right, that's gonna be the bailout. All right. As wrong as all experts were on Wall Street and in other countries who could not see an obvious crisis coming, all right, when they were blindsided, their pals at the Federal Reserve, all right, it's the Rothschilds that run those higher up individuals, all right, and other central banks, excuse me, were able to bail them out. It's not going to work this time. It doesn't mean the central banks won't try, but as I said, it won't succeed. All right, so this is an Edomite telling you that the system's about to fall, man. Y'all better listen up, all right? They're going to destroy the dollar in the process, maybe even bring down the entire fiat monetary system. And gold is already rising. Gold is telling you on the ashes of this old money system, we're going to resurrect the gold standard, because that's what we had prior to the dollar taking over. The gold standard is what was going on before the dollar taking over. Dollar don't mean nothing, man. So if you got some gold or some silver, that's what's going to possibly feed you when this RFID chip comes out, or when this dollar falls. All right, we had a sounder monetary system then. We had a more visible global economy. Once we took the money out of the economy, once we substituted real money for fiat, all right, because fiat just means fake, all right. The real money was the gold and the silver, all right. That was the beginning of these problems, and the end of these problems is going to be returning to the honest money system, which is gold. But they're not returning to gold. You're not going to get gold, all right. Let me show you what you're going to get. You're going to get some cryptocurrency, all right. All right, you're going to get these Bitcoins or whatever, this Libra, digital cash, Wells Fargo, whatever, on this RFID microchip. Look at that. That's what you're going to get your money on, all right? That's what you're going to get your money on, okay? All right? You're going to line up for it at these camps, or at these, places where they're going to be implementing it, all right? At your job, all right? Or wherever how they, plan on doing it, okay? Because there was a job, I think it's somewhere in Wisconsin, like this place got, Foursquare or whatever. They chip their employees, man, all right? And that's how they get paid. That's how they open up doors, because people are lazy, all right? And people believe in a fake system that ain't getting them nowhere, okay? We got to come about it as mentally, all right? We got to come about it as system mentally, because if we don't, we're going to be doomed. Most of us already are, Let me see. So Revelations 13 and 17, all right? I'm start at 16, all right? So, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, all right? You just seen the RFID microchip, all right? Elon Musk is trying to make this brain chip, okay? All right, and no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark in or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, all right? That's what Esau Edom trying to do to you, all right? Trying to get you to take this new money system, all right, which is going to be this RFID microchip, all right? But if you take that chip, all right, you're going to be missile food, man. All right, let's see, go to 14 and 9. And a third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive the mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink out of the wine of the wrath of Yahawashi, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Holy Lamb. All right, the Holy Lamb is Yahawashi, okay? All right, and you're gonna be eating missile food, basically. All right, you're gonna be eating missiles if you take that mark of the beast, man. That RFID microchip or that brain chip, all right? So it's best that you turn to Yahawashi, pray to Yahawashi, ask Yahawashi for guidance, all right? And, find you an Israelite camp and go sit out there and listen, take notes, pay attention, believe, trust, hope, pray, all right? This is Revelations 19 and 20, all right? It says, and the beast was taken with him, the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that received the mark. So the beast deceived the individuals that received the mark of the beast and that worship the image, all right? And them that worship the image, these were both cast alive. That means you're going to be alive when these nuclear missiles come into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone, all right? You're going to be alive when these ICBMs hit you, man. That's the indignation of the Lord. Right? That's his wrath, okay? All right, besides chariots coming down here to beam people, all right, with lasers, okay? All right, that's one of the things that Yahawashi is going to do to you, man, all right? You're going to be tormented forever, all right? You'll be tormented forever. All right. So we got to come out of Babylon, man. Come out of Babylon. You can't not literally leave Babylon, all right? Because if you literally leave Babylon, okay, the same thing is going to happen to you because they having microchip parties in other countries. America is the strongest so-called currency out there, so everybody bows to that dollar. But other than that, you can't escape it, man. You can't escape what the Lord has predestined for you. Because if you go to another country, the Lord had it predestined for you to go to the other country, but you're still not going to escape His indignation. All right, so with that, I want to say, call halal Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles of GMS who rule well and teach well. Shalom to all you brothers and sisters that's out there doing this work in all honesty and sincerity. Kwam Yasharala and the Bible Ball.